Welcome to Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your AEW, MLW Fusion, NWA Power, and NXT video for this week of April the 8th, 2020. MLW Fusion episode 104 can be found at this link. Includes a loser leave town match in an empty arena. As Major League Wrestling also announced that their flagship series, Fusion, will air nightly on BN Sports. MLW will present additional re-airs of 60-minute Fusion episodes each night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, beginning Thursday night. New episodes of Fusion will continue to air on Saturday nights. This Saturday, the show will begin with a special start time of 10 p.m. AEW reportedly finished their TV tapings in Norcross, Georgia on Thursday, just before the midnight deadline for all non-essential business to close down due to the coronavirus pandemic and the shelter-in-place order in Georgia, according to PW Torch. AEW now has enough content taped to create storyline advancing matches that can fill 2 hours of weekly Dynamite episodes for several weeks, if not months, if necessary. It was noted that some of the matches may end up airing on AEW Dark instead of Dynamite if the stay-at-home order ceases up. AEW President Tony Khan spoke to Wrestling Inc. earlier to provide exclusive comments on the tapings and a visit by Georgia state officials. AEW has been rotating staff and wrestlers for several weeks, going back to the Dynamite tapings at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. The process involved moving staff in to do their jobs, to help set up or do pre-tapes, and then moving them back out and replacing them with essential in-ring and on-air talent for the tapings and TV broadcasts. Wrestlers who worked matches at yesterday's tapings were the same ones who worked Dynamite on Wednesday. AEW did not have anyone else fly in or drive in, besides Chris Jericho, who reportedly only did commentary work. The tapings in Georgia reportedly saw AEW tape up to the finals of the TNT title tournament, which are currently scheduled for the Double or Nothing 2020 pay-per-view on May 23rd. AEW also taped content in Jacksonville in March, including the match between Jake Hager and AEW World Champion Jon Moxley, which will air in 2 weeks. Jim Ross was present to do commentary for that match, and others. This means AEW will be able to feature first-run matches with wrestlers besides the ones who appeared on Dynamite this week, as they take the matches in Florida with a different crew last month. Most of the wrestlers at the Georgia tapings were either from the southeast area of the country and drove in themselves to avoid public transportation, or had been staying in the area even if they lived away from it. A few people flew in for tapings, but the report noted that they were not from hot spots such as Washington or New York or Louisiana or Florida. AEW talent who live outside the southeast, who aren't within reasonable driving distance, have been kept away on purpose so the company would have two distinct crews who hadn't intermingled for weeks. The idea was to have no chance of the entire AEW roster having to self-isolate at once by making sure that there was a hard divide between the two crews for at least 2 weeks. It was also noted by PW Torch that there is also knowledge of anyone in AEW having symptoms of the coronavirus. All wrestlers and staff are being instructed to go into isolation for 2 weeks before mixing with anyone else. And that way they can be ready to produce new content without concern or being exposed to the coronavirus by any other people while they wait for AEW to hold more tapings later this month or in May, if they're able to. The current plan is to mix matches from week to week, using the Georgia and Florida tapings, along with new interview footage and content from talents who are at home in isolation. Wrestling Inc. reported that state of Georgia officials had stopped by AEW tapings on Thursday. From what we were told, the officials initially attempted to shut down the tapings before being provided with paperwork that allowed AEW to move forward. Apparently, AEW had been approved to move forward from before Georgia's Governor Brian Kemp issued shelter-in-place order, which officially goes on into place on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Since the reporting, AEW President Tony Khan has reached out to provide clarity on the situation. Khan explained to us that the official who stopped by was a local Georgia code enforcement official. They were to ensure that everything was agreed to in the permits AEW had obtained. Khan stated that it was just a routine check-in like any other week, and everything was fine on both sides. 3 pro wrestling fans reportedly tested positive for the coronavirus after attending an indie wrestling event put on by Pro Wrestling Power promotion in North Queensland, Australia, on Saturday, March 14th. This was the PWP's Shamrocks and Shenanigans show. 9 News of Queensland reported that 3 people tested positive for the COVID-19 after attending the event at the PCYC Edmonton venue. The report noted that there was also a workplace connection between the individuals, and contact tracing was underway for all relevant contacts in the workplace. Queensland Health was advising that if people associated with the event have remained in good health, then they should have no concerns. It was also said that risk to the community was very low, and that the officials working to help determine a source of the infection. The venue issued the following statement on Facebook. PCYC Queensland was today informed that a person who attended an externally run wrestling event held at PCYC Edmonton on 14th of March has been confirmed as contracting COVID-19. While being infected, the person did attend the event. Queensland Health has stated that the event is now beyond the maximum incubation period, and that if people associated with the wrestling event have remained well, they should have no concerns. However, if you have signs of respiratory illness, please contact 13 Health or your medical provider immediately. Pro Wrestling Power also issued a brief statement on Facebook. It's been announced that there is a workplace connection to people that were in attendance at our event that have tested positive for COVID-19, and the risk to the public safety is considered low. If any of our fans have any concerns or feeling unwell, please call 13 Health and speak with medical professionals. This appears to be the first case of people testing positive for coronavirus after attending a pro wrestling event. That's Australia. On the BT compound, Being the Elite, episode 198. Action can be found in this link, and I believe it's racing action. Also noted, AEW taped a significant amount of dynamite and dark footage from Georgia last week. The footage will ensure that AEW is able to put together future episodes in case they're unable to tape more or air live shows due to coronavirus-related restrictions. Company reportedly taped 22 to 26 matches, and they could use for future episodes of Dynamite, according to PW Insider. It was noted that they are also using content created by locally where they live. Also noted on last week's Dynamite, Being the Elite, Young Bucks having a wrestling ring set up in their California homes on their tennis court. You can see top 5 moments from last week's Dynamite in a new video. On a related note, it was reported last week how Chris Jericho was brought in for commentary at the tapings. AEW President Tony Khan confirmed on Twitter Jericho and Tony Schiavone will do commentary on this Wednesday's Dynamite episode. PW Insider reports that Jericho put in superhuman effort at the announce table, working commentary for 7 to 8 hours of live footage on set. Khan announced on Twitter that AEW World Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega will team with Michael Nakazawa to face the Best Friends this week. Khan wrote Wednesday on all new at AEW Dynamite on TNT for one night only. Half of the World Tag Team Champions at Kenny Omega Man X will reunite with former partner and Michael Nakazawa to face the best friends, Sexy Chucky and Trinity Locks with Orange Cassidy in their corner. Wednesday will be a great show. And here is the current lineup from Wednesday's Dynamite on TNT, along with Khan's new tweet. Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. Cody Rhodes versus Shawn Spears, first round TNT tournament. Match, AEW World Tag Team Champions, Kenny Omega, Michael Nakazawa versus Best Friends. Lance Archer will be in action. More updates in Dynamite episode for recent AEW tapings. This week's AEW Dynamite episode on TNT saw Lance Archer and Brody Lee pick up singles wins over two indie wrestlers used as enhancement talents. AEW has been using local indie talents for recent Dynamite and Dark tapings during the coronavirus pandemic, taking advantage of having talents who live near the tapings locations so they didn't have to bring in so many roster members from other areas. The victims of Lee and Archer were both from Georgia on Wednesday, which is where the tapings were shot last week. Archer defeated Trey Tucker, who uses the name of Alan Angels. He worked for Ring of Honor and WWN live in the past. Among other promotions, Angels is billed from Snellville, Georgia, which is less than 30 minutes, where from the AEW tapings were held in Norcross, Georgia. He was trained by A.R. Fox. Brody Lee defeated Lee Johnson this week. Johnson, who also was trained by QT Marshall and A.R. Fox, made his AEW debut on this week's Dark episode, losing to Marshall. That match was also taped last week in Georgia. He has worked for IWA, Mississippi, AIW, and WBN in the past, among others. Angels also took to Twitter after the show and received praise from Chris Jericho, who also gave him props during commentary. Angels wrote, "Although I wasn't victorious, I got an opportunity to compete on AEW on TNT. I very much appreciate it. If you told 8-year-old me that one day I'd be on TV wrestling, he'd be the happiest little kid. A little light in these dark times." Jericho responded, "Congrats, kid. Keep on pushing." Angel wrote back, "Always. Thank you. The beautiful play-by-play." Fist emoji. QT also praised Angels and wrote, "You have a long way to go in wrestling, but you are right on the right path. Promoters out there, keep at Allen_Angels_fresh in your mind when things get back to normal." Jericho also praised Johnson during commentary as well. Brody tweeted after the match and wrote, "Guess I get to keep the Lee." AEW President and CEO Tony Khan responded to Brody's tweet and praised Johnson. Khan wrote, "Thank you for leaving something of Lee Johnson. He's a promising up-and-comer. I'm glad there's something left of him. Hashtag AEW Dynamite." Johnson responded back to Khan's tweet and wrote, "This is so cool. Thank you so much." Johnson also tweeted a clip from his Dynamite debut and wrote, "Forever grateful. Thank you at AEW Wrestling." Last night's AEW Dynamite episode on TNT saw Matt Hardy respond to Chris Jericho's comment from last week and invite the leader of the Inner Circle to his Hardy compound for an elite deletion match, which sounds like it would be similar to his previous Ultimate Deletion match at the compound from Impact Wrestling. Also noted on Wrestling is Over Radio by Dave Meltzer that the elite deletion match is not a sure thing, but it's absolutely under consideration. No word yet on why they did the promo with the challenge if it's still being decided on, but that was the answer given when asked. That it is still being considered for a future taping at Matt's home in North Carolina. As they're doing tapings from Being the Elite in California, from the home of the Young Bucks. Hardy is standing with the Elite in the feud against the Inner Circle, and AEW reportedly still has plans for a 10-man blood and guts match to take place at some point with Hardy, Cody Rhodes, Matt Jackson, and AEW World Tag Team Champion Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus Jericho, Jake Hager, Santana, Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara. No word yet on when that will happen. But at one point, it was scheduled for late March, but pulled due to coronavirus pandemic. AEW Dark episode 28 aired on April 7th. This link, you can still see it. Impact Wrestling is set to resume tapings during the coronavirus pandemic this week. Impact currently has tapings scheduled for Skyline Studios from Nashville, Tennessee this week, according to PW Insider. The plan is to produce 6 to 8 weeks of TV shows to air on AXS. Impact has used Skyline facilities to do production work for years. This will be the first time they have held tapings there. They will tape on a closed set with an empty arena and no fans. And the last month, they have been having fans. All the tapings previously. AEW and WWE have been doing as well. Tennessee currently has a stay-at-home order in place due to COVID-19 outbreak, with only essential businesses allowed. Shelby County District Attorney General Amy Wirtz told Tennessee citizens on Monday that violating state and local orders will result in jail time and a fine, as outlined by state law. It's believed that the Impact Rebellion event will also be taped at Skyline this week. Rebellion was originally scheduled for pay-per-view on Sunday, April 19th in New York City at Terminal 5, but plans were changed due to coronavirus. There have been talk of holding a Rebellion at a special Impact episode of AXS or some other kind of AXS, and it's also a 2-night event. New Rebellion matches are expected to be announced on Impact Wrestling episode, as the plan is to tape Rebellion matches from the empty arena setting at Skyline. The current announced card for Rebellion looks like this. Triple threat for the Impact World title. Michael Elgin versus Eddie Edwards versus Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Edwards champion. Ken Shamrock versus Sami Callihan. Ring of Honor announced Angelina Love has re-signed with the company. I am extremely happy to have re-signed with Ring of Honor, Love said on Twitter. I'm very happy working here and looking forward to continuing to taking the women's division to new heights this year and beyond. The Allure, their new faction, their current faction, will continue to dominate. Just watch. Love is a one-time Woman of Honor World Champion and returned to Ring of Honor last April at the G1 Supercard in Madison Square Garden as part of the group. The Allure, along with Mandy Leon and Velvet Sky, in which Velvet Sky is currently, I believe, has retired. NXT episode opens up from the USA Network with a video package. The feud between Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Triple H narrates Blackheart versus Rebel Heart, one final beat, which will take place tonight from the empty building. Live from on tape from the NXT Arena, Full Sail University, Winter Park, Florida. Mauro Ronaldo welcomes us. Mauro's back this week, but there's no sign of Nigel McGuinness and WWE Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix. We see a briefcase hanging high above the ring. Number one contenders at this match, Io Shirai versus Mia Yim versus Chelsea Green versus Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai versus Tegan Knox. We go right to the ring for tonight's 6-woman ladder match as Io Shirai makes her way out first. Winner of this match will earn a future title shot from new NXT Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Tegan Knox is out next as Greg Hamilton does the ring introductions. Robert Stone comes out with a mic, and as he does the ring introduction for Chelsea Green, and she comes out representing the Robert Stone brand. Stone walks down the ring with Green, and then enters with her. Mia Yim was out next. Dakota Kai comes out next as Raquel Gonzalez is with her. There's one tall ladder standing at the bottom of the ramp. Candice LeRae was out last. All three, they all stare at each other, and then up at the case. The bell rings. Stone talks trash before exiting to the floor. Yim and Green go at it. Knox and Kai go at it. Shirai beats LeRae into the corner. Yim puts the boots of Green in the corner. Shirai with a wrecking ball, double knees in the corner. LeRae counters and dumps Shirai to the floor. Kai tells Raquel to bring the ladder in for her. After all, no disqualification. Kai drops LeRae and then Knox. Raquel tries to slide the ladder in, but Lorraine and Yim drop kick the ladder into her, dropping Gonzalez on the floor. Knox sneaks up on Kai and surrounds, and she is surrounded now. They triple team Kai in the corner. Lorraine knocks Green off the apron. The triple team on Kai in the corner resumes. Shirai with a double drop kick to drop Knox and Yim off from the top. Shirai with a flapjack to Lorraine in the middle of the ring. Shirai brings the ladder from under the ring, sliding it in. Shirai is all alone as she stands a ladder up, but Lorraine runs up it. Shirai sends her off. They tangle. Shirai goes to drop Lorraine on the flattened ladder. They tangle, holds, and trade counters. Lorraine with an insecurity, but Shirai comes right back. Green runs in with a big bulldog. Other two roll to the floor for a breather as Green sits up on the mat against the flattened ladder. All smiles as we go to commercial. Back to the break. Stone cheers on Green, but Yim hits her with a steel chair. Kai and Knox unload with strikes in the middle of the ring. Knox with a running uppercut in the corner. Kai with a running big boot in the opposite corner. Knox misses but catches the kick. They trade more moves. Knox nails a big choke slam in the middle of the ring. Green slides the ladder in, but Knox stops her and shoves her back into the barrier. Knox stands the ladder up in the ring now. Knox climbs for the title, but Kai meets her up at the top of the ladder. Lorraine yanks Kai off, and her face smacks a ladder rung. Lorraine climbs up with Knox but Green, and Kai stops them, pulling them off. Green and Kai climb up, but Yim and Shirai pull them off. Then climb up. Another ladder is brought in, and everyone climbing up and pulling someone else off. Yim is alone at the top, now grabbing the case. Lorraine pulls her off, and they go at it. Yim with a soul food on Lorraine. Green with a chair shot to Yim. Yim takes out Green with a big chair shot over the knee. Green yells loudly and rolls to the floor for a breather. Clutching her knee, Shirai keeps control in the ring now. Stone and the referee check on Green and her knee at ringside. She's out of the match. Raquel comes in and pushes Shirai's ladder over, but Shirai capitalizes and leaps from the falling ladder onto a group of competitors on the floor. Shirai takes them all down at ringside as we go back to commercial. Back from the break, Gonzalez is still taking shots at the others. She intimidates Stone and Green while he checks on her, then rolls an injured Kai in the ring. Gonzalez puts Kai on her shoulders and starts climbing the ladder. With Kai on her shoulders, Yim runs in and beats on them both. Gonzalez kicks Yim into the corner. Lorraine pulls Kai from the top of the ladder. Raquel chokes Yim in the corner, lifting her by her neck. Yim fights back. Yim tries to powerbomb Gonzalez from the top through the table at ringside. Tegan comes in and climbs up with them. Knox chokeslams Raquel through the table now below. As Yim assists with the powerbomb. Kai comes over and rocks Knox from the top. Knox flies off the top and goes crashing through a ladder at ringside. Kai and Lorraine are at the top of the ladder now. Shirai springboards at the ladder and sends Kai off. Shirai and Lorraine fight off the mat on the mat now. Shirai with a German suplex. Lorraine ducks a shot and hits a German of her own. We hear Stone trying to talk Green back into the match. She slowly comes in and starts climbing, but she's hurting. Green is all alone, but she can't climb. Stone comes in and climbs up the ladder. The other side of the ladder, Stone pulls Green up the other side of the ladder. Green grabs the case, but Lorraine and Shirai run in to push the ladder over. Joan and Green both land hard, and they're both down. They roll to the floor. Shirai and Lorraine stand the ladder back up and climb. They fight, and Shirai shoves Lorraine off, causing her to fall back first onto the ladder bridge that was created earlier in the corner across the middle rope. Shirai climbs all the way up and grabs the briefcase and wins the match to become the number one contender to the new NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. After the match, Shirai sits up on the ladder and yells out as she raises the briefcase. Shirai's music hits him to go to replace. Shirai celebrates as Green throws a fit at ringside. So to come, Ciampa versus Gargano, your main event. We also see how Finn Balor was confronted 2 months ago by Imperium's Marcel Bartel and Fabian Aichner, and how they brawled before Balor was left laying. Still to come segment, Balor will address Imperium and his next move tonight. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we see how Balor clashed with Imperium members on NXT last month, also defeating Alexander Wolf in singles action. We cut to a pre-recorded mention from Balor, now who addresses NXT UK champion Walter. Balor says they both have creative control over their worlds, but here they are. Balor goes on and says the title Walter holds is now on borrowed time. We see how Saurav Gurjar and Rico Singh attacked NXT champion Matt Riddle last week, along with their manager Malcolm Bivens. The team is named Indus Share, and they will make their official NXT debut tonight. Back to commercial. Back for the break, we get another teaser vignette for Killer Cross, and possibly the voice of Scarlett Bordeaux. The end is there, it says. We see a replay of the masked men abducting Raul Mendoza in the parking lot last month. We also see how they returned last week to abduct Joaquin Wild. Morrow says we don't know much about the masked men or what they want with Mendoza and Wild. In the Sheriff versus Ever Rise. We go back to the ring. Out first comes manager Malcolm Bivens. He waits out. And next comes in his tag team of Indus Sheriff for their official TV debut, Rinko Singh and Saurav Gurjar. Malcolm poses with the two big men in the ring. Out next comes Ever Rise, the team of Matt Martell and Chase Parker. Rinko starts off with Martell. They lock up, and Rinko overpowers easily, sending Martell in the corner. Parker tags in and hits Saurav with a cheap shot on the apron. He attacks Rinko, but Rinko launches him into ropes. Parker with a kick to the face. Martell with a quick tag as Ever Rise uses their speed to take control. After all their offense, Rinko kicks out at one and then levels Parker. Saurav tags in and they level Parker with a big double team. Saurav scoops Parker and slams him in the middle ring. Bivens bark orders it from ringside. Rinko tags back in and they double team Parker, launching him across the ring with ease. Martell climbs up the top and tries to rally for Parker, but Rinko continues to dominate him and keep him down with boots and kicks. Rinko with a big side slam on Parker. Saurav tags back in, and Rinko knocks Martell off the apron. Saurav with a big running clothesline on Parker in the corner. Rinko tags back in for a big kick in the corner, and Saurav holds Parker. Rinko manhandles Parker some more. Parker fights back, but Rinko drops him. Rinko knocks Martell down on the apron. Saurav tags back in, as Rinko sends Parker in the corner and then splashes him. Rinko then whips Parker into a big boot from Saurav. Saurav drops Parker over his knee and holds him in place with a backbreaker. Rinko follows up with a flying elbow for the top rope, while Saurav holds Parker over his knee still. Rinko covers for the pin and the win. After the match, Saurav and Riku stand tall, with Bivens in the middle of the ring as the music hits. NXT champion Adam Cole, still on vacation by a pool, apparently at his home, mockingly congratulates Velveteen Dream for beating Bobby Fish last week. Cole taunts Dream, and Dream goes on and says if Dream keeps pushing, maybe he will decide to end the experience. And there will be nothing Dream can do about it. And that's undisputed. Still to come, segment, Gargano Ciampa, main event. Also look back at the Flair versus Ripley, back to commercial. Back to the break, we get a look back at Charlotte defeating Ripley to win the NXT title at WrestleMania 36. They aired the same post-WrestleMania interview with Charlotte Caruso and Flair, which was shown on Raw. It's the woman that makes the title. Ripley was all right, but she does what every other woman in the company does. They both bow down to the Queen. We also see post-WrestleMania video of the emotional Ripley backstage. She says Flair was tougher than she expected. So to come, Blackheart versus Rebel Heart. We see a video of Johnny Gargano pulling up in the building. Candice LeRae, wearing the same gear from the ladder match, is in the passenger seat. They both get out, and Gargano looks around. LeRae goes to get in the SUV to leave, but shows Gargano some love before driving away. Gargano enters the building. Triple H sitting in a chair in the corner. Tommaso Ciampa enters the ring as Gargano walks in. Triple H says, when this is done, it's done. He points to the referee, Jake Works, and says he's only here to count the winner. Triple H tosses the chair into the middle ring and says, when he closes the door, it's on. Triple H then leaves the building, but well-lit building. Tommaso versus Johnny Gargano, your main event. And they meet in the middle of the ring and have words. They start brawling. Somewhat of a cinematic feel to this, but not nearly as much as the Firefly Funhouse or Boneyard matches from WrestleMania 36. Brawl continues, and Gargano goes for a slingshot spear, but Ciampa kicks out. Kicks him. We go to commercial. Back from the break, Gargano stops Ciampa from using a chair. Ciampa beats Gargano while he's down, talking trash. Gargano pulls Ciampa to the corner and repeatedly wraps his legs around the ring post. Ciampa falls to the floor in pain. Gargano with a running kick to the head on the floor. Gargano taunts Ciampa over his surgeries. Now, Gargano goes for a suplex on the floor, but Ciampa counters and lifts him, slamming him into the ring post. Ciampa uncovers a table on the floor, but Gargano turns it around in the ring and stomps away, sending him back out. Gargano nails a suicide dive on the floor, or to the floor. Gargano sits on the apron, pats himself on the back. Gargano sends Ciampa into a table with small supplies, a laundry type cart, and trash can, ECW style. Gargano works Ciampa over and talks trash some more. Gargano with a trash can lid shot. Gargano slams the trash can over Ciampa's back now. Gargano says he expected more and is disappointed. Gargano brings it back in the ring. Ciampa crawls for a chair. Gargano stops him and beats him down again, stomping away. Gargano focuses on the previous injuries on Ciampa again, hitting him in those spots with a steel chair. Ripley checks on Ciampa after he has the chair driven down onto his deck. Gargano takes a seat in the chair in the middle of the ring, taunting Ciampa and Drake. Gargano with a chair shot over the back while Ciampa is down. Gargano wedges the chair in the corner now, telling Ciampa this won't last much longer. Ciampa counters as Gargano tries to send him face first into the red chair. Gargano hits hard and goes down, slushing in his face. The referee checks on Gargano as Ciampa stands tall as we go back to commercial. Back from the break, Ciampa remains in control. Gargano's bleeding some. Ciampa with a running trash can lid shot at ringside. Gargano shows frustration and pain on the ground. Ciampa stops him from grabbing a chair. Ciampa opens the chair and wraps it around Gargano's neck, then rams him head first into the ring post. Ciampa taunts Gargano as the referee checks him. Ciampa stomps away while Gargano is being checked on. Ciampa picks up a spool of wire from the table and slams it on Gargano's back. Ciampa grabs a crutch and tells Gargano this brings back memories. Ciampa holds Gargano down by pressing the crutch into his throat, yelling at him. Ciampa then kicks Gargano and yells at him some more. Ciampa beats Gargano around the ringside some more. Gargano tries to fight back. Gargano sprays Ciampa with a fire extinguisher to send him back. Gargano goes up now and tries to put Ciampa through the table. Ciampa fights him off. Ciampa then powerbombs Gargano right straight through the table. Ciampa looks down at Gargano and tells him this ends in the ring. Ciampa then grabs a pair of cutters and starts cutting the ring apron cover. He pulls it off and tosses it. He then starts removing the canvas. The referee tells him to stop. He's taking it too far. Drake says they've known each other for too far and they don't need to take it this far. Ciampa has to take it this far. Ciampa enters the ring and starts pulling all the padding and canvas away. Ciampa then goes back to the floor and kicks Gargano in the ribs. Gargano goes out through a door to the outside of the parking lot. Ciampa yells at him and that this ends in the ring. Ciampa goes out the door and Gargano rams a production case on wheels into him. Ciampa goes down. Gargano sends Ciampa into the side of the NXT production truck a few times. Gargano mounts Ciampa in the parking lot and pounds on him. Gargano pushes the production case over again, but Ciampa moves so it won't hit his head. Gargano calls Ciampa a coward and Ciampa disappears. Ciampa has made his way onto the very top of the box truck, 18-wheeler. They have words while Gargano and Drake are down below. Gargano starts climbing up the top of the truck with Ciampa. Drake also climbs up to the top of the truck. Ciampa and Gargano start brawling up high, trading big strikes. Ciampa gets the upper hand, but Gargano super kicks him. Ciampa with a big kick to rock Gargano. Ciampa looks to throw Gargano down to the ground from the top of the truck as the referee tries to talk him out of it. Gargano resists, and Ciampa misses a stop. Gargano turns around and drops Ciampa on top of the truck with him. Gargano escape submission on top of the truck. Gargano breaks it and goes for a super kick, but it's caught. Ciampa rocks him. Gargano kicks back. Ciampa fights back. Gargano super kicks him again. They're both showing signs of fatigue on top of the truck as we go to commercial. Back to the ring, Ciampa is walking back into the building. Drake follows him. He enters the door. Gargano attacks him from the side, leaping off the table. Gargano mounts Ciampa with right hands while talking trash. Gargano rolls Ciampa into an exposed ring. We see the boards of one half of the other half is covered like usual. Gargano tosses a trash can lid in. Gargano unloads in the corner with stomps while Ciampa is down. Gargano takes Ciampa to the top and rocks him a few times. Gargano climbs up top and tries to put Ciampa on his shoulders, possibly for a slam down on the exposed boards. And these are 2x6s as a ring is made. How a ring is made. Or 2x8s. Ciampa blocks it and unloads with strikes. Ciampa turns around up top and hits a massive air raid crash from the top turnbuckle down to the floor. They both land hard. The referee asks Gargano if he wants to continue. Ciampa is barely able to roll Gargano into the ring for a close 2 count. First pin attempt of the match. There are no announcers for the match. We go to commercial right after Drake makes a 2 count. Back for the ring, Ciampa slowly brings a crutch into the ring. Gargano rolls in behind him. Ciampa swings the crutch, but Gargano hits him in the legs with the trash can lid. Ciampa goes down. Gargano manhandles him on the mat using the crutch, yelling at him to tap out. Ciampa grabs the trash can lid and smacks him with it a few times. Gargano comes back with a crutch shot. Gargano with another trash can lid shot while they're both down. Gargano is on his knees, nailing Ciampa with repeating trash can lid shots. Gargano holds Ciampa up on his knees. Super kicks him back down. Partner Reed still exposed, and they're fighting right before the boards, but still on the padding. Gargano talks trash, still using the crutch to hold himself up. Gargano goes on about how Ciampa is a failure as a man, a husband, and a father. The referee tells Gargano to just finish Ciampa. Ciampa laughs while getting to his knees. Gargano holds his face and calls him a monster, saying Ciampa's daughter, Willow, will thank him for this. He goes to swing the crutch to put Ciampa away with a shot to the neck, but Ciampa avoids it. Ciampa takes it back and unloads on Gargano with a crutch while he's down. Ciampa is ranting and beating as he snaps with some of his own words bleeps. Ciampa calls Gargano a piece of crap a few times. We go back to commercial with Ciampa in control of this fairly slow-paced match now. Back from the break, Gargano lets a crutch shot. Gargano tries to capitalize, but Gargano pulls it back across Gargano's face and his mouth, pulling back harder on the crutch. Ciampa accidentally knocks Drake from the apron to the floor with a big knee. Ciampa is shocked. Gargano with a big crutch shot over Ciampa's back, sending him out to the floor. Gargano brings it back in the ring, but Ciampa drops him on the exposed boards with the draping Willow's bell second rope DDT. Ciampa slowly pulls himself up. They both have pieces to the crutch. Ciampa swings one, but Gargano nails a big super kick after slowly pulling himself up. Gargano swings a piece now, but Ciampa kicks him down. They both go down again. We see Lorraine make her way into the building now. Lorraine enters the ring, and she's emotional. She looks at both competitors and screams at them to stop, asking them what they're doing. She repeatedly tells them to stop. Lorraine asks her husband who he is right now. She asks Ciampa if he's happy. She tells Ciampa that she hates her husband right now. She tells Ciampa to go ahead and finish it. Lorraine then says fine. She will finish it. She turns and kicks Gargano with a low blow. He goes down. Lorraine looks at Ciampa, then back at Gargano on the mat. Lorraine makes her exit from the ring. She apparently has left the building, but she actually gave him something before that, and he was wearing it. Ciampa sits on the bottom rope and looks at Gargano, who is still down from the low blow. Ciampa looks down at the mat as he kneels in front of Gargano. Ciampa quietly tells Gargano it's over. He says a few other words we can't hear, but it appears he's shocked and disturbed by what's happened. Ciampa says he's sorry and apologizes a few times to Gargano. Gargano is on his knees now. Ciampa is bent over like a little bit and looks like he's ready to finish it, but conflicted over what's happened. Lorraine suddenly comes back in and kicks Ciampa from behind with a low blow on him. Ciampa goes down. Gargano removes a protective cup from his pants and starts laughing at Ciampa. Gargano repeatedly tells Ciampa he loses now. Gargano lifts Ciampa and drops him with his fairy tale ending in the middle of the destroyed ring. Gargano goes for the cover to pin to win the Black Heart versus Rebel Heart. One final beat and Jake counts. After the match, Gargano rolls to the apron and Candice comes over to help him off. They're laughing and he's telling her how good she is. She did. Ray had handed Gargano something in a bag earlier when they first dropped him off. And apparently it was the cup. They walked out of the building, all smiles, but Gargano was limping. They walked to their SUV. We cut back to inside Ciampa trying to recover in the ring. We got back to outside of the parking lot. Gargano gets in the passenger seat as the Ray drives off, as the NXT goes off the air. AEW Dynamite. The results, Jake Roberts sits down on a chair. My history will not be my destiny. After someone steps in the ring and would think they have a prayer against Lance Archer. If someone does, they're done. We saw what happened to Marco Stunt last week. Calls him an idiot for trying. He tells Cody to not let tonight's match against Shawn Spears slip, so he doesn't have to face Archer. Cody, are you a man or a mouse? Quite a few wrestlers at ringside. Gun Club, Sammy Guevara, Jack Evans, Anna Jay, Jimmy Havoc, and others standing around the ringside. We get our first match of the night. On commentary, Chris Jericho. Lance Archer versus Alan Angels. He gets in the ring, immediately drops his opponent with a big kick. Continues to dominate. His opponent lands a few shots, takes a one-handed release overhead suplex. Archer runs into him with a big elbow. Archer lifts him up over his shoulders, lands a blackout for the 1-2-3. Next match, you got Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida. Shida drops Baker first. She's up. Shoving contest in the middle of the ring ensues. Shida with a couple of forearm shots. Baker bails out of the ring, back and forth. High knee lift. Famouser covers for a 2 count. Baker with a choke in the ring. Then another with her foot. Kick to the face, covers for a 2 count. Baker continues to talk some trash. She then says to the camera, to Tony, to let everyone know this is my division. Shida heads out and attacks from behind. But gets sent into the barricade. Shida asks some of the wrestlers to keep Baker against the barricade as Shida lands a rising knee. Then Nell hits a suplex. Back from back. They are in the ring. Shida with a suplex covered for a 2 count. Shida throws a kick, misses, roll up. Shida rolls back into an armbar. But Baker gets to the bottom rope. Baker with a sling blade. Butterfly suplex, pins for a 2 count. Baker goes for the lockjaw, but Shida is able to get the foot on the ropes before damage is done. Back and forth shots. Baker with a super kick. Shida with a Michiduku driver. Covers for a 2 count. Baker is busted open now from the nose. Baker goes for a lockjaw, but gets it in. Wants the referee to give her a glove. And goes for the mandible claw. But Shida fights it off. Twisting suplex covers for a 2 count. Baker with a kick to the face of Shida. A bloody Baker is smiling at the camera. Baker ends up on the apron, both throwing forearms now. Shida brings Baker up to the second rope. Baker rakes the eyes. Shida kicks Shida off the ropes. Both end up on the second rope again. Shida just lifts and drops Baker down on top of the turnbuckle. Shida with a running knee strike, cover, and that'll do it. Winner of the match, Shida. Earlier in the day, Omega talks with Nakazawa and says he's feeling super nostalgic since they haven't tagged in years. Omega says they need a tag name. Nakazawa says best friends. Omega says they already have a team with that name. Nakazawa says Omega is EVP. Just change it. Omega responds he'll think about it. Orange Cassidy comes in and randomly from a different room. Trent and Chuck Taylor walk in and say they heard everything and don't appreciate the two trying to take their name and livelihood. Trent and Chuck says whoever wins that match gets the name. Excalibur runs down this week's AEW rankings with Jake Hager, Hikaru Shida, and the Dark Order at number 1 in their respective divisions. Moxley versus Hager, your main event. Empty arena. AEW World Championship is on the line. Will you be watching? which is a recap feud between AEW World Champion Jon Moxley and Hager in an empty no holds barred match. Hager says he fights to provide for the people he cares about. We see clips of him training. Hager's wife says in their house they come back winners or don't come back at all. Moxley comments on how he hit Hager with his DDT, but found himself in an ankle lock real quick. Called that a humbling moment, but since this is no holds barred, that changes things for Hager. Jake says Moxley will get hit harder than he's ever hit before, and that he wants to be both Bellator and AEW champion. Who takes the win? Cody talks about Warner Media wanting the TNT Championship, a belt to represent not only the promotion, but the channel as well. Cody says, with his record, it's appropriate for him to be in the tournament. Shawn Spears says, winning the match and the title would be a way to put him on the map. Says he's been waiting 8 months for a rematch. Spears talks about hitting Cody with a chair. Says he'd do it again in a heartbeat. Cody doesn't think Spears will ever beat him. Next match, we got Best Friends with Orange Cassidy versus Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa, also named Best Friends. Shawn Spears is in the crowd now, telling Nakazawa to impress him. He's still looking for a tag partner again. Winner of this match gets the name Best Friends. Taylor and Omega start things. Omega with a wrist lock. Taylor out. But eats a shoulder tackle. Taylor with a couple of arm drags. Trent tags in. Double axe handle on Omega. Kenny fights, gets away, and brings in Nakazawa. Nakazawa with a chop to the chest. Trent lands one of his own. Nakazawa puts baby oil on his chest. Asks for another chop. Trent chops just slides off. Omega back in there. Stereo stomps. Taylor then takes a couple of atomic drops. Omega stomps away at Trent in the corner. Couple of elbow drops. Pin. Only one count. Trent with a big lariat. Both wrestlers tag out. Taylor brings down Omega and Nakazawa. Taylor with a drop toe hold on Nakazawa. He falls down face first between Omega's legs. Cassidy rolls it into the ring after Omega and Nakazawa were cleared out. They go for a bit hug. Omega and Nakazawa pull Trent and Taylor out of the ring and go for their own hug. Cassidy slides out of the way. Nakazawa sprays oil on Trent and Taylor. He goes to do it to Cassidy. Sprays him, but his glasses blocked it. Nakazawa takes the glasses and tosses them. Cassidy puts on another pair. Nakazawa tries again. No luck. While the referee was checking, Cassidy with a suicide dive on Omega. Omega and Taylor back in the ring. Omega chops both guys. Omega looks for a snapjacket suplex on Trent. Taylor with a knee to the face. Trent with a jumping boot. Taylor with a powerbomb. Covered. Nakazawa breaks it up. Omega powerbomb Trent into Taylor. Nakazawa with a second rope fall away slam on Taylor. Nakazawa tagged in. Omega gets Trent on the shoulders. Doomsday Device covers. No. Nakazawa removes his jock trap and looks to smash it into Trent's face. Omega with a V-trigger. Nakazawa covers. Nope. Nakazawa goes for another one. Misses and gets it on Omega. Eat defeat. Suplex combo. Covers. Omega breaks it up. Trent with a jumping power driver. Covers. Nakazawa kicks out. Strong 0 hits on Nakazawa. Covers. And we're done. Winners of the match. The original Best Friends by pinfall. Next up, we got Brody Lee drives up to a building to meet some of his followers. One is wearing a tie. The other two are not. He calls them out for how they look. He says he wants to make every single life he touches extraordinary, and says how they look is important. He tells them to get their act together and show him that they want it. He then tells the guy with the tie that he has an opportunity. He heads to the end of the building with a follower. Backstage, Bloody Baker asks about her match if she thinks that Hikaru Shida is the number one in the division. Baker says no way. Being number one is about being a leader. And Shida is the dirtiest person she's been in the ring. Baker says Shida is just lucky she didn't mess up her teeth. But she could have fixed them anyways because she's a dentist. More clips from Jon Moxley and Jake Hager. Moxley wonders if Hager has what it takes to dig down deeper than him. Hager says nobody is better suited for a no-holds-barred match than him. Moxley says there's no scorecards or judges. Hager's only option is to go through him. I'm going to F you up, Moxley says. From the Hardy compound, Mark Hardy responds to Chris Jericho and his comments from last week. He says Jericho made fun of the elite, but he should look at the guys he surrounds himself with. He says the Spanish god, Sammy Guevara, is a false god. Says he will devour Santana and Ortiz. Call Jake Hager a Jakenstein and just need 2 bolts in his deck to complete the process. Invite Jericho to come to the Hardy compound to face him in the elite division. Brody Lee versus Lee Johnson. Match is up next. Johnson tries for a drop kick. Lee dodges it and drops him down. Lee with a big boot and stares down Marco's son, who is at ringside. Lee with a senton back into the ring on his opponent. Lee with a back elbow, half suplex, spinning slam. This is Showland, covers with a 3 count. Winner of the match, Brody Lee. Recap the history of Cody and Shawn Spears with clips from the first time the 2 wrestlers met in the ring. Cody got the win in that match. And the match is up next. Cody getting the best of Spears early on. Spears heads to the ropes for a breather. Lots of back and forth action. Cody with a big boot. Goes for a couple of covers, but no luck. Cody goes for the moonsault. Nobody home. Spears with a power jabber. Both wrestlers brawl on the outside. It's going to go to a commercial break. Chops by Spears in the corner. Then launches Cody across the ring. Cody rolls out to the floor. Spears with a kick from the apron. Spears pulls a piece of the guardrail off and leaned it against the apron. Cody throws Spears face first into the apron. Spears suplexes Cody on the guardrail. Back in the ring. Spears attempts a springboard smash. Pull is empty though. Cody drops Spears, takes off his weight belt, and smacks Spears over the back with it. He then throws it to Billy Gunn. Cody tries for the disaster kick. Nope. Spears with a sit-down powerbomb. Spears heads out and pulls a table out from under the ring. Cody with suicide dive on his opponent. Cody sets the table up out on the floor. A fan holds Spears. As Cody gets in a few chops, Cody throws Spears into the ring, goes to the top rope. But Spears runs up and throws Cody off of it. The fan is a wrestler, because we have wrestlers at ringside. Cody drops Spears, takes off his... Spears goes to take the turnbuckle pad off. Brandy gets on the apron, yells at Spears. Cody nearly knocks her off the apron and through that table. Spears going for the C4, sending Cody down through the table, and does it. Referee checks on Cody, then begins a 10 count. Cody gets back in at 9. Spears can't believe it. Jericho barking Spears to get up and get after Cody. He then slaps Cody, goes for the C4. Cody reverses into a crossroads, hits another crossroads, covers, and Spears kicks out. Cody can't believe it. Cody then locks in a figure 4. Spears lays both shoulders on the mat and is in so much pain he doesn't realize it's 3 count, and that'll do it. Cody moves on to the next round, and he will face Sammy Guevara or Darby Allin. Next week it will be Colt Cabana versus Lance Archer, with the winner taking on either Dustin Rhodes or Kip Sabian. The following injuries were announced coming out of the next NXT episode on the USA Network, which are usually part of the storylines for the most part. Tegan Knox suffering from back spasm after being knocked onto the ladder during the 6-woman ladder match that Io Shirai won to become the new number 1 contender. Chelsea Green may have suffered a knee sprain after falling from the ladder during the match. Tommaso Ciampa declined medical attention after his main event loss to Johnny Gargano. Gargano left the building before being checked out and didn't return calls from WB Medical, but indicated that he was fine on Twitter. Week 27 of Wednesday Night War saw NXT finally top AEW Dynamite in viewership by just 1,000 viewers. Wednesday's NXT episode drew 693,000 on USA, plus 17%, topping the 692 plus 1% viewers garnered by Dynamite on TNT just by 0.1%, according to Showbiz Daily. AEW ranked number 32 in cable, top 150 in the 18 to 49 demo, while NXT ranked number 51. AEW ranked number 79 in total viewership, while NXT ranked 73. Last week's Dynamite saw episode drew 685 viewers, 685,000, and ranked number 37, top cable 150, and number 73 in total viewership. Last week's NXT episode only drew 590,000 viewers and ranked number 74 in the cable top 150, 79 in viewership. Second lowest dynamite viewership of 2020. Going back to last week, that's also the third lowest AEW viewership in history. AEW drew 0.26 rating, plus 1% in the 18 to 49 demographic, while NXT drew 0.19, a plus 27% in the same demo this week. Last week's AEW drew 0.25 rating, while NXT episode drew 0.15 in that demographic. And that concludes my results for AEW NXT. Thanks again. Peace out. See you all of you. If you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.